Nidhi Agarwal and you are watching JT News. As you all are aware that there is widespread confusion being perpetrated by various dignitaries and even politicians of opposition parties. It is worthwhile to note that during Lok Sabha proceedings, even Rahul Gandhi directly raked up the Adani issue to the extent that he even didn't hesitate to target Prime Minister Narendra Modi attributed to connivance with Adani Group. I fail to understand why there is so much brouhaha and cacophony all over this issue. So today we have with us Professor R. Srivastav, our Associate Editor, to discuss upon the issue. So my pertinent question to you for the benefit of the viewers is, it is being alleged that Adani has made so much of wealth that at one stage he occupied second position amongst the world's rich.
Thank you, Nidhi.
Yeah.
I'm indeed grateful that you have given me this opportunity to discuss about this important and most talked about issue these days. Prima facie, you see, there is always a motive behind for making any issue upfront. Why this is so much of cacophony going on, so much confusion, perplexion going on? Why? Because the opposition parties, they somehow want Adani to malign with Modi because Adani is not the target in this case. You see, what is being professed widely, if you look at it up front, that Adani is the scapegoat. The main target is Modi. Why Modi is the main target? It is the vested interest of opposition, even the forces beyond the sea, outside the country also. Their interest is being hurt. What is the main propaganda? You see, every reason, every move has a valid reason. Everything, whatever happens, is prompted by a particular motive. What could be that motive? Because Modi's recent agenda of making this country an Atmanirbhar Bharat. What is happening in Atmanirbhar Bharat? Atmanirbhar Bharat means, you see, the dependence upon India is now into manufacturing.
In each and every sector.
In each and every sector, you will see this upfront, rapid transformation. Things are being put in, improvisation is being done, production is being multiplied. It is manifold now as to what used to be some time back. Modi is, in the defense sector, it is the infrastructure, be it pharmaceutical sector, be it research.
Even in entertainment sector, we also.
Entertainment sector also.
And sir, what do you have to say about the Hindenburg report maligning Adani Group?
Okay. You see, Nidhi, what is happening? We Indians have not even have not absorbed the colonial mindset. We are still living with the colonial mindset. If any foreign agency or company abroad, with the investigating company or any company which is conducting the audit, whether it's a research company, whatever it is, if they put up any report, why do people believe that report? What is the sanctity? You see, unless and otherwise you verify the sanctity as well as veracity of that report, you cannot say that this report is correct. But yes, when this is part of the agenda or a tool to defame Modi, because what is the target? Ultimately or eventually what they are looking for, they are looking to malign Modi so that people get confused and start behaving differently with respect to the warmth and dignity of Modi. What is Modi today? Modi is the biggest world leader. He is acclaimed to the extent, his popularity index today among the world leaders is 74, which is the highest.
But why only Adani? Hindenburg can search with.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. Hindenburg, what is Hindenburg? It is a company that was incepted.
What about the authenticity of the report?
This is what I'm saying. authenticity, it has to be proved. It is a matter which needs to be thoroughly investigated, and with data as well as documents, both the things got to be, tallied, verified. Sanctity of whole report is required to be testified and ascertained. But with the colonial mindset,
And
if
why
the report has
people
come,
are blindly believing on that report?
yes, because it is their mindset is what the opposition is saying. Opposition has got a purpose. Their purpose is to see that the Modi's popularity is diminished. It is his image, harming the image, tarnishing the image to the extent that yes, there is some confusion among the masses, and eventually the 24 elections are there in another 13 to 40 months from now. So all the opposition is united. There are factions in the society, and even the vested powers outside India, they are also working. These people are working. Time and again they have been taking some issue or the other, targeting Modi. Firstly, in the last election it was Modi chor hai. They came up with the Rafale issue.
Rafale issue.
And ultimately what happened, Supreme Court gave the clean chick and their mouth was shut.
So, according to you, what is the motive of opposition behind this? In what happened in Lok Sabha proceedings?
You see, Nidhi, what is happening today is everybody, or including the opposition, they are terrified. They are very much aware that Modi's popularity index has reached at the top level, and it is difficult to wage a war against him as far as the election of the vote bank is concerned.
It is also being noticed that the opposition is being scared of the Modi's popularity.
Yes, obviously. I mean, this is all part of the agenda. There is a narrative being waged to corner Modi, and they cannot pinpoint Modi directly. So what they have done is they have taken Adani as a scapegoat. What happens is that multinational companies across the world, they make some heavy profits and they fall into the category of being the top 10 companies in the world, asset-wise, wealth-wise, reputation-wise, and employment-wise. But Indian company is giving a tough competition, nose to nose. It's a cutthroat competition, and they are now. You see, what is more important is we should look into the aspects or the points or the areas how he has come up. You see, Adani is not a new rich.
Yeah.
Adani is there almost for the last 40 years, isn't it? And not today that he has become second richest person in the world. It is right since since very long.
So it has also come to notice that some vested interest outside India instrumental in the nasty affair. What do you have to say about this?
Yeah, absolutely. You see, you try to understand. There are 5 major world honkos which are controlling the world power.
Yeah.
What are those? Number 1 is the arms sector. The sector that produces arms and ammunition. Number 2 is your oil sector. Number 3 is pharmaceutical. 4 infrastructure, and 5th is technology.
Yeah.
Now, in all the sectors on which India used to be dependent by and large for decades, many decades. Today, India has made progress leaps and bounds in these areas. As far as this arms sector is concerned, you see, you might have seen recently the 26th day Republic Day parade, 26th January, when even the guns which were used to salute the visitors on this occasion were indigenously produced. Big weapons, arms are being produced indigenously in India. Indigenous production has hampered the producers, the manufacturers the world over. Nobody would like to share their produce, whereas India is the one country which has taken out their share, and they are very much aware of they are very much disturbed because of this. As far as foreign research is concerned, you see, during the pandemic, what happened? Corona pandemic, there was a lot of hue and cry. India took the initiative. Government took the initiative and they motivated some of the local manufacturers. Bharat Institute of India, Serum Institute of India and Bharat Biotech, there are two companies which were assigned the task, this uphill task of creating, curating the virus and then creating a vaccine. And the vaccine was produced, tested, curated and offloaded into the market. The world was taken aback. They were awestruck seeing India's progress and India's outcome with respect to the vaccine, and the vaccine was, whereas the opposition was very much disturbed because of the pharma mafias sitting abroad. Companies like Pfizer, Moderna, which had produced, they were in the process of making the vaccine. Their vaccine was halfway down at that time when we introduced Covaxin and Covishield, which indigenously produced in India. So, what about these people? Even the opposition. It's a big loss to the companies who are sitting with the idea that yes, we will be able to sell when India didn't buy. On contrary, India exported to as many as 104 countries, besides giving a free vaccine to almost 140 people across the population of India. Yes, this is about pharma, and India is a world pharma leader also. India has excelled to the extent India's manufacturing and export of pharmaceuticals is ranked up to a very great extent, and India has contributed a lot to us in this aspect regard. Number 3 is infrastructure. You see, you remember there are vested interests whose production is being dented because of these things. This share is being sliced, and nobody would like that the share is sliced. So what they have done is they have offloaded the caretakers in India to oppose and perpetrated, propagated as a narrative to counter Modi and to defame Modi, malign Modi. This is my state of it, this is my assessment. I don't know to what extent I am correct, yes, but this is my assessment of the situation. There is infrastructure. Earlier, what was our defense is also very strong. You see, what was the condition of Indian Army? What are our defense forces before Modi, before pre-14 period? There's no one.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, but I would like to ask you one question. What is the one advice you want to give to Adani Group?
Yeah, Adani is.
And what do you think about what will be the future of the Adani Group?
Yeah, according to me.
Because their stocks are decreasing day by day.
It is not decreasing. The past 24 hours you might have witnessed or seen that Adani shares have once again gained prominence. They are shooting up 15 to 18%, which is a big makeup. My advice to Adani Group in this particular situation is, you don't get boomerang. Don't feel cornered. Continue with your stream of activities. You see, when India should feel proud of what we have done in terms of achievement. When any multinational company is making money in India, nobody bothers. But when an Indian company at par with the competition, competing with these big companies, and they make money, why it has become the eyesore? Why they become the eyesore of all eyes? It is not understood. So, it all happens when somebody, personal envy. I remember during good old days there used to be an advertisement. It is neighbors and we owners pride.
Okay. Thank you, sir. It is pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
ऐसे ही बड़ी खबरों के लिए देखते रहिए जेटी न्यूज़ ओनली ट्रुथ और सब्सक्राइब करें हमारा यूट्यूब न्यूज़ चैनल जेटी न्यूज़ ओनली ट्रुथ।